Warm welcome. Hello and a really warm welcome to today's live. We'll just wait for Facebook to do its wonderful thing of being weird. Right, we are live, we are live, we are live. And today we are going to be talking about selling. Yay! So I'm Rachel Smith, the Business Grower, and I am your host here in Awesome Women in Business. And these past 2 weeks, I have been running a joint money mindset experiment over in Clubhouse with my very good friend Suzanne James, who is also a mindset expert. And I appreciate that not everybody is on Clubhouse. Hi, Claire, lovely to see you. And we've been talking about one of the probably the most important aspects to business, which is selling. And I really wanted to bring the conversation over here because, people have been sharing with us this week about how fearful they are about selling. And actually, it's quite fortunate that we've got Claire here because Claire is really good at selling, actually. So I'm not going to be the only person kind of sharing this information. It's one of those things that when you're looking to grow your business, it's obvious, isn't it? It's really obvious that how you're going to grow it is by selling more. But there's so much fear around selling. And I really wanted to share with you, how you can overcome that, how you can get into a place where you can become like myself and Claire, who's selling all the time and feeling really good about it. So Claire, I'd love to hear from you about how do you feel about selling? Because you are very proactive with selling. And it was one of the biggest adjustments that I had to make a long time ago when my business was kind of slowly grinding away, was realizing that it didn't matter how much time I was spending on social media, it didn't matter how much content I was creating, it didn't matter how beautiful my website was. If I wasn't actively telling people what the next step was, which is come and work with me at this price, people are not going to do that. People are, we're consuming a lot of information very quickly, and they want to know very, very easily that that you've got something that they want, and also how they can actually receive it. What can they do to actually receive this thing from you? And we don't want to shroud in like mystery how somebody can come and work with you. We want to make it as easy as possible. And I was reminded this week when I was on a walk with a friend about some mystery shopping that I did many years ago. And they asked me to go and visit a private school here in York. So I went and met with the head teacher and I had this beautiful tour of these amazing grounds. And she handed me the brochure, and we spent all this time together, and the school had put all these activities on and looked amazing. And I looked through the brochure, and guess what? There wasn't a single price within the brochure. So I asked the head, I said, what are your prices for the school? And she was shocked that somebody had actually asked her what her prices were. And they worked on the basis that if you had to ask, you couldn't afford it. They did actually eventually send me the prices, and at the time I had my own daughter was at a private preschool, and as it turned out I was actually paying more for her preschool than this private school's preschool. So it just goes to show that they'd made this assumption that if you couldn't afford the prices, that that they weren't going to share those prices willingly with you, and it was a massive assumption that they were making, that they were going to hide their prices, they were going to make it difficult for you to make that next step. And that's not how we're programmed. We're programmed now to receive information, make a decision, make a purchase, and do all of those things really quickly. So we want to be making it as easy as possible for everybody in our audiences to understand how they can come and work with you. And that might be about putting your prices on your website. I was looking at some VAs this week. They're not putting the prices on the website. Well, I'm not going to contact them because I can see other people putting their prices on the website, and it makes me be able to make a decision about what's in my budget. So, we want to make it as easy as possible for people to know how they can come and work with you. So they do. As simple as that. So selling is absolutely essential to us as business owners. We want to be finding ways that feels really easy, really natural for us to sell to our audience. And there are quite a few rules that people have about selling. And obviously these rules are like making people feel protected and that they're doing the right thing. But these rules are actually probably keeping your business very, very small. And the three rules that I see business owners running their business by, and actually therefore keeping their profit and their growth really, really small, are these three rules. The number one is that you can only sell when you're in an active launch. Most businesses, the reality is most businesses are not in an active launch. So that's maybe where, if you're in a service business like myself, you're not going to get into an active launch every month in that sense. I'm talking about a big launch where you may be running a challenge or a webinar or some activity that takes up a lot of time, a lot of energy, and they're really brilliant and they're very exciting things to get involved in. But you can't physically get into a launch state like that every single month. So if you are believing that you can only sell when you're in an active launch phase, such as that, when you're running a challenge or a webinar or something like that, you are leaving lots of opportunities on the table. And you're also putting all of your eggs in the same basket. If you're thinking, well, actually, it's fine, Rachel, because I'm going to have this really big launch and I'm going to do it every quarter. Brilliant. I love that. And the money that I'm going to receive from the sales are going to last me for the next 3 months. What happens if that launch doesn't go particularly well? What happens if you have a stack of clients who are on payment plans and they don't actually pay you? These things happen. And, we didn't know this time last year that we were going to go into a year-long pandemic, did we? So you can't put all of your eggs in one basket and think, well, I'm pinning all of my hopes on this one launch. You want to have other strategies in your business as well. So that's one of the big rules that I see that people run by, is that I can't get into selling if I'm not running a big active launch. The second one is I'm everywhere. I'm on all of the social media platforms. I'm creating loads of free content. I am just waiting for somebody to come and ask me how they can come and work with me. And my website's beautiful. So people are just going to land on that, and I'm sending lots of traffic to my website, and people are just going to ring me up and ask me how they can come and work with me. Okay, that's also high risk. That is giving all of the control over to other people to be making that decision. And you're also giving the responsibility of selling and promoting your business, you're giving that responsibility to your buyers. Well, actually, you are the owner of your business. Therefore, it is your responsibility to promote and sell your brilliant products and services. And then the third rule that I see people running their business by is that they can only sell once a month. And that is the same as running an offer once a quarter. All of these things are very limiting. They're limiting the opportunities for your clients to come and work with you and receive that transformation that they are looking to receive. You're missing an opportunity. If you're only launching once a quarter, you may miss those people who are actually ready to come work with you now and not in 2-3 months' time, or even 6 months' time if you've got that kind of calendar. And you're just you're putting all of your hopes and dreams into specific times in the month, in the quarter, and you're keeping everything crossed that that's actually going to work. Whereas actually what you need to do is become really intentional about your business and your business growth, and becoming wide open to more people coming and working with you. And one of the ways that you can do that is, and it's one of the things that we do over in the 5K Club. So at the end of every month, so the end of March, I can't believe it, is kind of coming up already. And what we do is before we get into April, I hold I think it's 2 hours now. It used to be an hour, it used to be 90 minutes, but somewhere like a 90-minute goal setting session. And my clients spend that time setting their income goal. So really getting really clear about what their income goal is and how that money is actually going to come to them. And it's not going to come to them by the keeping their fingers crossed. It's not going to come to them by praying to the gods above or the universe or whatever you want to call it, that it's going to fall onto your meditation cushion. None of those things on their own are actually going to work. That never works. What works is setting an income goal and figuring out what you have available to help you achieve that income goal and actually reach that. And then looking at how you're actually going to promote what it is that you've got. And I've definitely switched up. I used to create content, get my audience like ready to receive information about my next offer. And then I would maybe have a week every month where I'd be like promoting an offer. I'm actually kind of changed things up in my business where I am selling every single day. So every day that I'm creating content, every day that I'm online, every time I send a newsletter out, I'm sharing content, I'm sharing things that are valuable, I'm sharing things that are going to help people, even if they listened just to the content. But I'm also telling them how they can come and work with me and take that next step. And I'm being unapologetic about that because, I am very intentional about my business. I'm very intentional about my growth. I'm not here to wish in 5 years' time that I wish I'd done things differently. I'm here to make, an impact now. I'm here now to work with my brilliant, gorgeous people who are ready to have that transformational shift and actually who are ready to work with more clients and to earn more money in their business. So why shouldn't I tell people how they can come and work with me? And it's really, really important that you start to get into this mindset yourself. And it may not be for you that you perhaps don't want to sell every day, but I want to really encourage that you are selling a couple of times a week at the minimum. And people still have loads of hang-ups about selling. And if you've got any questions about this, let me know, because I understand that this is a really big topic for people. But people have got all sorts of like fears around selling. And I think just the word selling immediately is a bit cringeworthy. But we buy as consumers all the time. Every single day you're probably making a purchase from a company or an individual who has told you what they've got available for you. And it's your choice as a buyer if you're in or you're not. Just as it's the same for your audience, as long as you're not using any scammy techniques to actually draw people into you and you've been very authentic and genuine about what it is that you've got and making it available for people, you have a responsibility to go and let people know how they can come and work with you and how they can take that next step and receive the transformation that you are offering through your business. So I hope that's been helpful. And just so that I am definitely demonstrating that I walk my talk, that I'm going to now let you know about a really brilliant offer that I have running at the moment. And that is my 14-day 5K mindset course, and it's a do-it-yourself course. It's previously retailed at just under £200, and people have received amazing transformation from this. And what's more, there's all sorts of different tools in there. So you get a daily recording, you get a workbook, there's questions, there's visualizations, there's meditations, all sorts of different journaling tools, and you get one for 14 days, every day, 14 days. And what it allows you to do is try a lot of different journaling, visualization, mindset tools, and actually find the ones that resonate and work for you. They might all work for you. And what my people do when they buy this is that they complete the 14 days, they absolutely love it, they have those shifts, And some people just carry on repeating it every 14 days. They just carry on repeating it. Other people like to take certain elements from it and build their own mindset practice. So you can currently purchase that at £47. That's it. £47, and you can get started with that today. I'll put the link below. It's an amazing course. In fact, little secret, I was going to retire it, and when I had a look at it, I thought, oh my god, this course is so good. It is so good. So I'm not retiring it just yet, but you can get started with creating your own mindset practice and actually start to have those shifts in how you think and feel. And the areas that they cover are things like your money story, sabotage, fears, overcoming fears, taking action, acting as your future self. So loads of things that I come in to hear this group and talk about and share with you. You can have it all in one little mini course. So go and have a look at it and buy it. And if you've got any questions about your experience of selling, perhaps you've had a really bad experience of being sold to, or you have some blocks around selling, let me know, and I am really happy to create some content in here, because it's really important that you become comfortable and confident in selling, and you can do it. I am not your natural born salesperson. Some people are, but it's something I've had to learn, and I've had to overcome fears just as you have as well. Okay, have a really great day. Hope you found that useful. I'm sure you have. See you soon. If I could only figure out how you end these things now. Facebook, why have you made it so hard? Okay, guys, bye for now.